Good evening, Nathan Corden. Here we are enjoying dinner on yourself, I must say. You have set yourself up there at Bob Ricard, which I've been told is it's called Bob Ricard. My lawyer, Andrew Needleman, tells me because Bob owns 2/3 and Ricard owns 1/3. Might be true, probably bollocks. But you have worked in greyhound racing. You've lived in greyhound racing your whole life. From when you were a child, your father was promoting tracks. You've promoted tracks yourself. In recent years, you've become the seller and auctioneer of greyhounds with your impressive young and gentlemanly, I must say, young son James, who you must be very, very proud of. Are you ready for your top 10?
Go ahead, Ben.
Okay. Nathan Corden, you have recently had a big life change where you've actually made a place in the Sun Real, and you say that buying a place in Spain has been the best thing you've ever done. Why is that?
I think I need to credit my wife for that, because I think I was reluctant to sort of give it a try. I love my football, Nottingham Forest. I've got my friends and family at home in Nottingham, but she pushed me a little bit, and we rented somewhere last December, January, February, and
you did a trial?
We did a trial run, and I think I don't know who was more shocked after 2 weeks. I was loving it. I just think the whole lifestyle was the sun. It just makes you happier. It helped my bones. I'm getting older now. I loved it, and I've realised I can do a lot of the work from there on a computer, fly back for the sales.
It's a smaller world now.
Yeah, absolutely. I fly back for the sales, I fly back for forest matches, see my family and friends back home in Nottingham. But
so you get the best of both worlds?
Yeah, I think we'll spend 6 months in England, 6 months in Spain now, so loving life.
Who's been your mentor in greyhound racing? Who's taught you the most and straighten you out when need be?
I genuinely find that a really hard question to answer, because I think there's been so many. So when I first started in greyhound racing, I was 19. I'll be honest, I resisted it when I was younger for various personal reasons. But when I started working at Nottingham in my year out from university, in my third year, I absolutely loved it. I loved the breeding side of it and everything like that. But I was very close to Kevin Wild at Newcastle and Sunderland. I was lucky to have Gordon Bissett as a friend.
And not an enemy.
And definitely not an enemy. Yes. He was very good, and there were so many people that helped me on the road, and I would actually say virtually all the staff and all the trainers at that time when I first started in Nottingham, they really helped me, because I think they saw a younger person come into the sport that could hopefully give it a little bit of a future. And we turned Nottingham into, together, not me, together we turned Nottingham into going from 30,000 people a year to 150,000 people a year coming through the door, and it was a team effort. It wasn't just me. I had some ideas, but we all had to work on the same hymn sheet.
So you learnt from a team. That's a great answer. I think you learnt from everybody.
Yeah.
What hopes do you have for your impressive young son James, who's very much part of the Buckley training setup, and you do your dog auctions with?
Yeah, I think as any father, you just want him to be happy, and he's certainly happy in the greyhound world, and I'll be honest, I tried to probably keep him out of it when he was young. He didn't really go down the tracks, but he's got two godfathers who like a bet, so I blame them for having a little bit of a bug about gambling when he was younger. I think thankfully he's grown out of that now. You might not be happy about that, but he loves greyhound racing, and I think, like me, he has a passion for the breeding side of things.
Right.
So I think for the future, I would love to see him breed a Derby winner.
I think he will do. Okay, and what are you scared of, Nathan?
What am I scared
What's your
of?
fear?
My fear. I suppose, like probably everybody, is failure. You know,
Successful people are always scared of that. Rab McNair gave exactly the same answer the other day.
you know, we set up the business, the sales business during lockdown, really, during COVID, and it was. I genuinely thought it would take 3 to 4 years to establish ourselves, and we did that quite quickly, actually. So it's been a bit of a surprise, but then sometimes when you hit things too quickly, do things then start to go wrong. But we're always looking to try and improve on ourselves. And
if you're learning and improving, you won't fail.
You know, hopefully that's not it, but you know, it is a fear of failure.
What's your favourite film, and what did you take from it?
My favourite film ever is Kelly's Heroes. Clint Eastwood, Telly Savalas, Donald
my
Sutherland.
dad loves that film.
It is. I've probably watched it 100 times.
Right, okay, I'm going to watch it again.
And I could probably tell you every word
Brilliant,
in it.
good answer. But what are the best characteristics a track promoter needs when you look back at very well-run tracks?
I think people will look at track promoters very differently, but from my point of view, it's a team. You know, it's the track needs trainers, the track needs owners, but also the trainer needs a track, the trainer needs owners. We all need each other.
So it's a community.
So we have to work together.
Yes, I completely agree.
You know, if we're successful, let's increase prize money, let's reduce this, let's give offers out to owners to bring new owners in, like into the restaurant. We have to work together, because at the moment it just seems we're banging our head against the wall.
You've got a very modern attitude. I wish that it was shared by all. Yes, I think that let's all win together.
It's not just about earning money. You know,
No.
if you're,
It's got to work for everyone.
You know, I had breakfast with somebody the other day that we go back a long way, and we were saying that as a track, sometimes if they're losing money, they put prices up, they put beer prices up, restaurant prices up. It's just a recipe
Goes the wrong
for
way.
disaster.
Who inspires you, Nathan?
Who inspires me? Probably my wife, Vicky. I think she's given me a lot of strength through the years. She's given me quite a lot of self-belief. Probably, I'm probably not the most confident person if you look at me as black and white. But she believes in me, and I think she does inspire me.
That's a beautiful answer. I'm sure she'll appreciate. What stresses you out? Because you look a calm guy. What actually does do your head in?
Punctuality, not replying to people, communication.
You're old school.
I'm old school. You know, if somebody asks you a question, even if you don't know the answer, you reply and say,
Yes,
I'm sorry,
on the case."
I'm not quite sure
Yes.
the answer. I'm on the case. I'll come back to you.
Yeah.
It's a holding answer.
Yes.
It's not a full answer.
Yeah, but don't blank them.
But don't blank them.
What's your favourite characteristic in a friend?
Generosity.
Generosity, good answer. We've had
I-
Jessica Smith said that, and the on-course bookmaker lady.
Yeah, I've got a great friend at home. He'll be the first one in the pub on a Sunday. He'll buy the first round, and he'll be there for the last round as well. But he'll do anything for you.
And
He's James's godfather.
Oh, there we go.
I love him to death.
And then to finish off, what do you truly love about greyhound racing? What's held you in this long?
The camaraderie.
Yes, I love that. That's what I always go back to, the greyhound racing family.
Yeah, it doesn't matter whether you're a Derby winner or an A8 grader. You all share that passion and ambition to try and get a Derby winner, and you know, and I've loved over the last few years, you know, trying to do my best for the Greyhound Derby, because every Derby final, you see people you haven't seen for a year, and you have a right good chat,
And you introduce new people.
and you introduce new people, but it's those old people
Oh, right, yeah,
that
We all come together.
you have those
Yes.
shared memories
Yes.
and treasured memories
Yes.
from years ago.
Nathan, this has been a brilliant top 10. Thank you very much indeed. Wishing you luck.
Thank you, Ben.